Good morning, gamers. My name is Gray, and this is our daily look at gaming news. And today is Monday, March 6th, 2017. And according to CheckIDay.com, it is Alamo Day, as well as Dentist Day. But my favorite is, today is National Oreo Cookie Day. My favorite. And let's take a look at what happened this day in gaming, presented by GameFAQs.com. 16 years ago on this date, Shadows of Destiny released for the PlayStation 2. And then, if we look at 11 years ago, on the Game Boy Advance, we got Tales of Phantasia. 10 years ago, on the PlayStation 2 and PSP, we got Burnout Dominator. And on the PlayStation 3, we got MotorStorm. And on the 360, we got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. I love that game. Had some great co-op options. It was a lot of fun. The multiplayer was great. 9 years ago, we got on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, we got Army of Two. And then if we look at 6 years ago on the DS, we got Pokemon Black and White. And then if we scroll down here, 5 years ago, on the PC and 360, we got Mass Effect 3. And if you want to see the entire list, head up to GameFAQs.com. With that, let's get on to our news stories here. And a lot of news about Nintendo, because the Switch came out on the 3rd, which I believe was Friday, right? So GameStop is saying that it was huge for them, that they've sold twice as many Switches as they did with the Wii U launch, and that it's been just phenomenal for the company. So good news for GameStop and good news for Nintendo Switch. And I'm over here at IGN.com now, and they gave Legend of Zelda a 10. Now, we had talked about GameSpot giving it a 10 last week, so this is another site giving it a 10, so it must be just a great game. You can check that review out over at IGN.com. But it's not all good, right? So there is a story about on IGN and other news outlets that when you try to play The Legend of Zelda on the big screen, it performs worse than it does when it's handheld. And I would imagine that when it's on the big screen, it's playing at a higher resolution, like 900p, versus the portable mode of 720p. So, yeah, very interesting, because they said in the earlier releases of the game, the pre-releases of the game, that was not an issue. So hopefully there'll be a patch coming out so it'll play just as smoothly on the big screen as it does on the portable. I imagine that more of the GPU could be utilized when it's plugged in and has full power than when it's running off the battery. So there shouldn't be an issue there. So we'll see. There's also another issue saying, hey, if you're going to put a skin on your Nintendo Switch, it could damage the actual plastic housing. And there's a picture here at IGN.com that shows all kind of like little divots and grooves in the actual housing of it looks like a Joy-Con. So some people say this is an issue. Some people say it's not an issue. If I were you, I would hold off on putting any type of skins on your Nintendo Switch just in case. Just in case it would damage it. Some other news today. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's first DLC is out. Okay, that came out on March 6th. Okay, and it's available on the PlayStation 4 and on the Xbox One, I believe, and on the PC. Yes. Okay, yeah, it's out on Xbox One and PC today. When's the PlayStation 4 coming out? All right, the PlayStation 4 DLC, the DLC already came out at the end of January, so they made everybody else wait. I don't know why they did that. Time exclusivity. I can't speak today. But in any case, now everybody can play it, so that's good. Let's see what else we got here. So if you're part of EA Access, you can actually start playing Mass Effect Andromeda early. However, and that's as early as March 16th. However, the single-player campaign is gated. That means you only can go so far before you stop. And you either can replay it again or do something else. So, a very interesting take. I guess giving people a week's early access is great, except for the fact you don't want to spoil the story for everybody who hasn't bought the game yet. So I guess that kind of makes sense. So, it's a 10-hour trial, and people probably could play through the majority of the game or a good portion of the game in that 10 hours and spoil a lot of surprises for other people. So I guess it makes sense that it's gated. But then again, if you were looking forward to this, and that's one of the reasons you have EA Access, you may not be too happy about that, right? Our next story is Dawn of War 3 has a release date. Now, this is an RTS. I don't know how many RTS fans there are out there, but I enjoyed Dorner Walk 2. I never completed it, but it had some great co-op action built in. It felt very much like StarCraft. It was very responsive and a lot of fun. And it looks like it's going to be coming out on April 27th. There's a standard edition, limited edition, and collector's edition. And I'd love to hear from anybody who's going to pick this up. I don't have it on my buy list right now, but it's I'm going to be watching it because I really did enjoy Dawn of War 2. All right, let's see what else. And this may be our final story today. No, one more story after this. Destiny 2 is going to let you transfer your Guardian, but not their stuff. And it's very interesting. Now, a lot of people have spent a lot of money on stuff inside of Destiny, right? With all the microtransactions and whatnot. So here's what they're saying. What will come over is your class, your race, your gender, your face, your hair, and any markings like tattoos. But you're not going to be able to bring powers, possessions, as in equipment and items, or Eververse items, those things you bought with real money. Why can't you do this? They really don't say. They're just saying, hey, we want to make Destiny 2 a fresh and new and great experience. So very interesting. Now, I have to say here that nowhere did they ever say that you could take any of this stuff from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. At least I didn't see it anywhere. So people who spent tons of money just assuming they'd be able to use it in all the future games, that's kind of silly. But it would have been nice if Bungie would have allowed them to do that. So we'll have to see what kind of fallout this has with the gamers out there. But for me, it's not a big deal because I didn't spend a lot of money. I'm not a big microtransaction guy, so it's not a big deal for me. I am looking forward to Destiny 2. And finally, we have a deal at Target this week. Buy 2 video games, get 1 free. So buy 2, get 1 free. Pretty cool. Now, this applies to everything except for the Switch. And out of the 3 games, the cheapest will be the free one you get. So you're better off buying 3 games at the same price. Because if you buy 2 for $60 and 1 for $30, the $30 one's going to be the free one. So it's good in-store and through their website. And that story's over at GameSpot.com. And with that, that is the end of the show. If you've enjoyed it, please like it and subscribe and share it with your friends. And if you'd like to help us make the show even better, please visit us over at patreon.com/goodgame. And with that, I want to pull up all of our current backers right now and thank them for backing the show. And until tomorrow morning, I want to wish you all peace.